Hello, sports fans. Welcome to OU Football Postgame Show. OU, Florida Atlantic. I'm Rick Heath, with me, Austin Wood. Now, Austin, 63-14, blowout.
Big time.
A big-time blowout. They did it from the very beginning. They went boom, boom, boom right down the field the first 4 times, scored touchdowns. OU had control of this from the very start. Florida Atlantic, I thought, would have a better team, a better chance, a better scheme. I was not impressed with them at all. I was, however, very impressed with OU.
I agree. So Lane Kiffin coming in, everybody talks about him being an offensive mind. 0 points in the first half, and we blanked them. The defense played well. Rodney Anderson started off the scoring with a big run. Then you have the blocked punt for the recovery for a touchdown.
That's the first block punt since 2002.
Well, that's impressive.
Since 2002,
that's
Shane Beamer is here.
Exactly.
Thank you, Coach Beamer.
Singletary. He didn't have a big game either. We held him to 69 yards rushing. Robinson did not play well, and that was key. He missed several wide open passes. The defense played well, though. They got the pressure on him when they needed to. The secondary, the Buki effect deep. He had a couple big hits. He had he almost had that pick six that he could have returned. And that was
early on. Yeah, defense played well.
It did.
But you know who stole the show? Kyler Murray in the offense.
Mm-hmm.
Kyler Murray checked every box. Okay, everybody had questions coming in. I mean, we know we like what we've seen in just a short spurt from last year. Kyler Murray checked all the boxes. Arm strength, boom, 65-yard touchdown pass. Running ability on that one play he ran that was good. But managing the line of scrimmage, he checked that box. He did a good job getting him in and out of the right plays. Leadership, by far, that was the thing that was the biggest question. He answered that in every way. And so all those boxes are checked. Kyler Murray is a quality starting quarterback, and he has Big 12 all-conference capabilities.
I agree. The big throw off the play action to deep, that was just a beautiful throw to start. There was a throw early in the game too where he lobbed it over the linebacker who jumped up. It was touch. So that's how he started out. He had his very first pass was a crisp tight spiral to the receiver on the outside. Picked up an easy first down. He was helped by the running game. That really helped too. I believe
four running backs scored. When's the last time 4 different running backs scored in an OU game? That's deep. That's deep.
That is.
That's a Barry Switzer type thing. When he had 8 running backs.
You got some good running backs too behind Anderson. Obviously Sermon, you know about him. You got Kennedy Brooks, who's a freshman. The T.J. Pledger, who's also is going to be. They're both going to be studs. And then we have running backs coming in too. The next 2 years.
Rodney Anderson, All-American capabilities. He's going to play on Sunday. Trey Sermon, bigger and stronger and running harder than he did last year as a freshman. So those 2 guys right there they can be all conference in and of themselves. And then, like you said, you got, behind him, Sutton scored a touchdown. Yeah. He's got moves. Yeah. T.J. Pledger's a true freshman. And then you've got Kennedy Brooks who came in and played. So all those guys are quality running backs. And that was, you got to give the offensive line a lot of props because they opened up some huge holes.
They did.
And they dominated the line of scrimmage. The offensive line is going to be a dominant offensive line for OU. And when we won't really know a lot. We'll know a lot against UCLA because they'll be a lot better athletes than Florida Atlantic. We'll certainly know a lot when they go to Iowa State. But when you get to Texas and see the quality equal athletics, I think that's when you can really make a comparison of how well that offensive line is going to play. But, it was good. The wide receivers weren't involved as much. They didn't have to be.
No.
CeeDee Lamb didn't catch a pass until the second half almost. So,
Calcaterra didn't.
And I say that. Hollywood Brown started the first half.
Absolutely.
Wide receiver by far. The 65-yard pass that Kyler Murray threw to him, he was 5 yards past the defender. So it was just a matter of catching the ball and trotting in. But the running backs did great. Quarterback did good. Offensive line was dominant. Wide receivers did what they needed to do. We saw out of Marquise Brown what we knew. He has all kinds of speed. Mm-hmm. And so from the offensive line we saw. The defense, on the other hand, they played better. Yeah. You can see that they are a better defense this year. Just in the short, even though Florida Atlantic and the offense, Chris Robinson didn't play well. He missed some easy passes early on that might have got him off, but he was never, a factor to be able to throw the ball with any accuracy. So the defense still untested for the most mention, but the safeties, Houghton came up. and Broyles came up. Both of them came up and played well against the run and against the pass. So I'm thinking the defense is going to be better.
Yeah, I hope so. So you mentioned getting turned around. There was a couple throws that he missed that they didn't get turned around quick enough. You look at the pressure that they were able to apply, though. That's one thing that I take away from this is the pressure that the D-line was able to get in there. Singletary had a couple nice runs, but other than that, again, 69 yards. Who would have thought? I mean, everybody kind of penciled in for at least 100. You figured that they would have put up some points, but this defense, I mean, like you said, they're going to be tested next week, and I think that everybody talks about Lane Kiffin, but I think Chip Kelly's a better offensive mind than Lane Kiffin. I think
by far, NFL and
I agree.
College.
He's going to come in and he's going to test this OU. I think this OU secondary next week. Like you said, there's freshmen in the secondary. You have some unproven players, and how are they going to respond because that attack is going to be fast next week. It's going to be up tempo. It's going to be boom, 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 and you have to be able to slow it down. And I think next week will be fun. But
it's going to be a bigger test, a much bigger test next week. I think the overriding factor that we saw today, besides the offense being never missing a beat, I mean, from last year, I mean, you're going to have a fall off from Baker Mayfield because his ability was generational. But Kyler Murray, what he's being asked to do, managed it very well. And you can see that they never ran the zone read where he could take off because they didn't want to give anything away. I mean, that was there all day. But to me, the biggest takeaway was the depth that OU has and the amount of young players coming up that have great talent. I mean, they're 4 deep in running backs. They're 6 deep in wide receivers. They are really, really loaded with talent, and it's just going to get better. And so, hats off to Lincoln Riley and the coaching staff. Welcome, Coach Beamer, to Norman. That's right, and Beamer ball strikes with a block punt and a touchdown. So, all of that being said, a good first game for OU. And the one thing about it that I really, really liked also, it was a clean game. Mm-hmm. OU didn't get any penalties, no procedures, no that. I mean, FAU came out and got a penalty on the very first play of the game, delay game. Yeah. I mean, that, now, not that FAU's a great program or anything, but I mean, OU played clean, and that's what they looked at. No injuries to report except maybe Austin Kendall. There at the end, we haven't found out yet how serious that is.
Murray also went off to the sideline.
He had a stinger.
But they said he was fine.
So if they get out of here without any major injuries, it'll be a good first game victory for them. And hats off to Lincoln Riley and the rest of the players. Good job, guys.
I agree. It was fun to watch. The atmosphere was pretty electric. It was a hot day. We avoided injuries. There wasn't many cramps. The team came in well conditioned, and the team just looked good. They hit all the points that you mentioned. The question marks that people talked about, the defense, Kyler Murray. Everybody knew that the offensive line and the running backs were going to be good, but they hit everything they needed to do today. They were pretty clean. Again, when it comes to penalties, this was an overall. The coaches are going to be happy when they go back and watch film.
When they watch, everybody's going to watch film. The whole nation is going to be happy when they see that.
Well, then I think the hardest hit from all game long might have been the referee who
Miller.
Who destroyed him.
That was a big umpire. I mean, he was big.
He stood there.
And A.D. Miller's not very big. I mean, not very small, and he just fell backwards.
Yeah.
So we'll leave it at that.
He started pointing at
it. Be sure to watch OU football preview show every Saturday morning before game time, 10:30 a.m. on KSBI, and watch after each game on Facebook Live and YouTube for the OU Postgame show. I'm Rick Heath for Austin Wood. We'll see you next time on the OU Postgame. Now let's see if Andrew can capture that and get that out.